Welcome or welcome back to the studio apartment, Laura's Design Studio. I have some new molds. This is a new turtle mold. These are new tray molds or dish molds. This one here is a rose with a baby in it. Um, it's kind of hard to see. Like in here, the baby doesn't exactly look like a baby. I mean, I can't tell. So I'm probably going to pour that in a very light color. I put the brain inside of this skull, and that one I'm gonna pour with clear. Then I'm gonna pour another skull. We may have to make up another batch of resin, um, but let's just see how far we can get. We have 1-to-1 bond crafter mixing up in the mixer. And I've got some chrome powders over here that when we get ready to use those. But first I want to pour this skull in clear. Just because I did put the brain in there. Now I'm sure because this wasn't sealed from the original mold. You know, you make this one and put it in here. So I'm assuming we're going to have some clear that seeps down underneath. That's why I'm going to pour it in clear, because I want to see exactly what it does before we try and pour color in it. These two look like they take a bit of resin. My skulls, I know, do. This turtle, brand new. This is the turtle box. Not sure. And then, of course, as always, I have extras standing by. I don't think we'll have extras on the very first batch, but as I make more to pour these molds, we may have. Because I do want to pour another brain, but I also want to pour a colored skull. This one I'll do in a very light color since I can't tell what part's the baby. It's supposed to be like the baby in a rose. I can't tell, so we'll just do a light, maybe just aurora powder, so that we can initially see what it looks like and what the baby parts are in there. And I'll probably just do, well, this one I'll keep up for Turtle Tortoise Tuesday for next week, but these two will immediately go to the drawer because I'm only going to pour them once for this craft convention. I still have some sitting out of here, over here. We'll see if we get them poured or not. But this is like the last wrap up of pouring will be this weekend. Next week we'll do nothing but finishing. And then if I have time, I'll do some like jewelry stuff. But we'll see, because we're coming down to crunch time and I'm packing to move in the middle of this. So we shall see how this goes. While I'm thinking about it, let's get out some of the sparkle white. Who is underneath me trying to... Bear is underneath me trying to steal another box. He looks like they've gotten at least 2 of my boxes under the couch. Spike is gone. I don't see him anywhere, so I'm assuming he's the one under the couch trying to pull boxes in. The problem that they have right now is Brother Clyde is laying on top of 2 boxes right in the middle of where they need to go with a box to put another one under the couch. So he is my guard. He's like, no, you guys aren't going to continue doing this nonsense. Sunday when my son comes over, I'm going to have to get him or one of the granddaughters to get under there and pull out all the boxes that they've pulled under there making their fort or whatever the hell they're making. Clyde is the quiet, reasonable cat. He's my separation anxiety cat. He has to be by me at all times. The other 2, they just get into crap. The other 2 brothers, they can find more crap to do than any 2 cats I know, because what one of them doesn't think of, the other one does. When I first moved in here, they decided they wanted one of the cupboards in the kitchen because Bear, of course, taught Spike how to open those cupboards. So I gave up and gave them a cupboard. Literally just gave up. Gave them a cupboard. And they still use it to this day. They go in there. That's like their little hiding spot. Sometimes you gotta pick your battles. It meant I lost the cupboard, but I also wasn't having to clean up the mess every time they went in there, because they would literally just go in there and shove everything out. Let's pour this skull with the brain. Yeah, I can see it going underneath. That's not a bad thing because it will encapsulate the brain. The only thing that you can get to are the eyes and stuff, which normally you don't have a problem in this mold with bubbles in that part of the mold. Okay, that took seven ounces with the brain in it. And it a little full or moving. So we are going to take some of this out just so I can move it. And then if it needs to be topped off, I can do that. Alright, I'm gonna let that sit there, degas, and all of that good stuff. I'm gonna pour the rest of this into this cup because I don't really like to mix colors and stuff in my mixer cup. Yeah, so that took 7 ounces with the brain in it. I do not have the heat mat on yet. I am going to sit there and let that settle. Now, I want to pour a relatively light color for this one. Maybe we'll do like a pink. Let me just check my mold over here. It's just the front that needs to be lifted a little bit. Okay, let that sit there. Let's see. See if we can find it like a light pink. This one just says pink. See what our pink choices are. Rose red, that looks dark. Bright red. Green. Lilac. We might not have very many pink choices. Why are you stuck? Okay, that pink is like our only choice other than going to a red. So let's, I haven't used this one yet. Let me find scissors. Okay, where'd they go? I have 2 pairs over here. There they are. Oh. Yes, guys, wear your PPE. No, I do not. I cannot stand a mask around my face. I've discussed this. And as far as gloves, I have severe neuropathy, so if I wear gloves, I can't feel anything because I can basically feel as it is. Let's do this one. This is, I think, a candle mold, so it's that super soft silicone. Make sure you go under this ledge. Try and get bubbles out. Now I'm gonna move this one over to the mat. Oops. Refill this the rest of the way up. Okay. Now I'm going to pour this brain in this pink. The one I have in the skull right now is blue. Well, it's kind of a marbled because I used leftover. I used all the leftover resin. Now, I'm going to move this one over here. And that drain off, that's what I'm going to use to fill the rest of this brain. Let's see. Yeah, there's barely any. Okay. This one back before I spill it. And I'm going to mix up. We'll do another of the same amount. How far we get is how far we get. So bone crafter 1-to-1. Okay. Whoa, a little too feisty there. Get down in there. There we go. I'm gonna check this and spray these down over here. Oh, let's get out a green. Trying to see if I've used all the greens yet. Okay, we're going to use this green grass, or grass green. Grass green. Just gonna let that mix up for a couple minutes. I'm gonna top off the brain and the skull. They could use a little more each. That brain is not sitting the way I want it to. So, there we go. That looks better. I'll just top those two off with clear, and then we'll mix in green, and we'll do the turtle. We'll see if we can do, probably won't be able to do a skull, a plain skull. That's fine, we can do one tomorrow. And then we can do some little extras over here. Maybe be able to pour one of these bowls. This one looks like it would take quite a bit of resin. This one's going to take a good amount, but probably not. This one's probably almost double of this one with the height and how long it is. But I do want to pour the turtle first, since I can definitely use him for the craft convention. Bowls, I have all those lotus bowls, so if I don't get those two poured, that's okay. I don't even know what today is. Thursday? Thursday. I lose track of days since I don't work or anything. It doesn't matter much what day it is anymore. Before, you're always, when you work, you're always looking for that weekend, or if you're not off on weekends, your day's off. When you stay at home all the time, the days kind of just run together. Okay, now I just want to scrape your sides and your bottom, even though you did put it through the mixer. The paddles don't reach everywhere, so. It looks nice and clear, and a few micro bubbles, and that's it. Let you guys take a look at that bond crafter. We'll see if I'm right. I think this turtle will take 6 ounces total, shell and body. Now I'm going to pour some clear over here. Just to top off the skull and the brain. I don't know what you guys are doing under there, but okay. So I put 6 ounces in here. We'll see if I'm right. See how well I can judge a mold. Let's see. So this is the mold we're going to do. Never leave a large cup full of resin because it will flash cure on you. Because it's too deep and it gets too hot. Okay. I'm going to start with the shell. And I'm not going to pour very much of this because I'm going to have a hard time moving it, I think. Just the way it's made. So I'm going to pour part of it. Then I'm going to move it to the heat mat. Like I said, the heat mat is not on at this point. I like to give everything time to degas before I turn on the heat mat. I'm going around the edge with the, because I saw a couple bubbles in the edge. This does have a nice clear mold where you can see your edges. There we go. Okay, so the lid took about an ounce. Let's see what the box will take. I'm gonna have to be careful of that head, it goes back in. And I think the flippers. So I'm only gonna pour part of it. Then I'm gonna get into that head and give it a good squeeze. This mold is actually pretty soft. Squeeze the flippers. Wow. Either I have a big air bubble somewhere, which I'm about to figure out, or this body does not take very much resin. I'm going to move it over to the heat mat. And as of this moment, I'm a very bad judge because this I'm shocked at how little this is taking. Wow. That took about another, I had 2 ounces. Well, okay, I misjudged that one completely. All right, we're gonna pour, we'll pour the little one. So we have just over 3 ounces left in here. Very bad judge of a mold there. Ooh. I'm gonna put this one over there and then top it off. Let me see. A little more in this one. Okay, so the turtle box and that smaller boat mold didn't even take a full 6 ounces. I was off, definitely. Let's pour this little skull. And this little skull is a resin rocker mold. Oops. It can be used under a UV light. You just got to watch what you put in it. Don't overfill it with tons of color. The light has to get through. Let's see. This is the starfish from INTORESIN. It's the water ripple starfish. It doesn't take much. We'll see if we... Can scrape enough out of here. If not, I'll stick a little bit of clear that we have. Okay, well that filled that one up. Okay, we have about 7 ounces left in here. Yeah, right about 7 ounces. Okay. So, I guess we're gonna pour the other boat mold. Just need to make sure I have a place to put it on the mat before I pour it. Because I know the skull will take a lot more than that. And if I can go ahead and pour this one and see what it's like. And colors. What color? Trying to find one I haven't used. It's hard because I want to pour that black. That black is so pretty. Okay, so the one that stands out about not being used is this yellow gold. Gold yellow. I don't think I've used this one. Nope. Might as well see what color it is. Okay. Let's see. So I said I don't have a debubbler or a vacuum chamber. And the other night I was on the Vine program, which is where the Amazon program that I do reviews for them. And there was a debubbler. So I just got it yesterday. I have not taken it out of the box or anything. It is not like a Let's Resin or Resignators or whoever else has debubblers. It's definitely not a name brand. It's one of the, it's either a new brand or an off brand, I'm not sure. As soon as I fill this up, I'll take a look at the brand, and I will tell you guys and see if any of you have heard of it. And if you have, do you have any opinions on it? I haven't even looked up to see if there are any reviews on it. I try and not do that until after I have tried it out and used it, and that way I am not being biased. I form my own opinion on it. But it will be interesting to see if any of you guys actually know of the brand. All right. Don't knock it over, Laura. All right. These are the other type of straw toppers. So let's see how many we can pour. These have the channel where your straw goes in, and you actually have to glue them together. I like the roses where it just has the hole in the center. I've done a bunch of those because I really like those type. You don't have to fiddle with sticking two pieces together. I like things to be in one piece. But we'll pour these, and I poured one, I think one before. But it's over here in the pile to finish off because I do need to glue it together and file it down. And next week, that's what we will be doing. We will be finishing everything off. You should be able to do these with the UV resin also if you want to do it that way. They're not very big. And the mold is clear, so. down to almost nothing, and I don't think that's enough to. And I gotta move stuff around on here. And everything's spread out too far. Oh yeah, okay. This mold is gonna need some help. Oh my lord, this mold needs a lot of help. You don't. Okay. This one just has one in it, so. Okay. That's good. Now, I have trying to see if I have an even smaller mold over here. This turtle is smaller than this one. Okay. Okay, guys. I am going to turn on the heat mat. I'm going to spray all this stuff. I'm going to clean up my mess, and I'll see you on demold. Bye-bye. Welcome back. And it's time for the demold. Let's do it. We'll demold these straw toppers first. This is the heart one. And the way these go together is like this. So you would glue them together. I don't understand, because you're putting the top side together, which to me should be the outside. So you actually have to do a back coat on these, in my opinion. I mean, I guess that's up to you whether you would or wouldn't, but to me, they almost need a back coat on them. But that's how these go together. So we have the like Mickey ears. Same thing. And like I said, I'm going to end up back coating these because to me, the wrong sides are your good sides. Over pour on that one. I'll have to trim that off once it, well, I can trim some of it off right now because it's soft, but to use your deburring tool, it's better if you let them cure all the way so that they're nice and hard. But yeah, same thing. There we go. No. Get it together, Laura. That way. There you go. And then the star. Yeah, I'm going to end up back coating all of these because to me, you're like on the wrong side. But okay. I guess that's the only way you could do them, right? I don't know, but yeah, I'm going to end up back coating those. Here is the little turtle. I'm gonna have to get a new mold for this one. I don't know why, but from day one, this mold, it's like every time you demold it, and it's the same way with both of them, it's like you're losing part of the silicone or something. It just, like there's strings of it that I'm pulling off from the inside and the outside every time you demold it. So, not sure about that one. But here's the INTORESIN, a water ripple starfish. Always a pretty mold. Got extras here. I put them in a jar. Like Sheila does Sheila from Reptiles and Resin, she does the scrappies. I just keep anything I pull off, I put in a jar, and then I can insert them into a piece and basically not take as much resin. This is the mini skull from Resin Rockers. One thing that I am going to do is, in the next couple weeks, I'm going to actually purchase the Resin Rockers Magic Cure, because the J Diction one I have, it's all right, but I'm already having problems with the buttons, and I'm not the only one. I've heard several other people who have the J Diction one that also have problems with the buttons. Like sometimes I can't get it to come on, and then sometimes only the 60-second one will come on, but then if you press the 60-second button and it comes on, then you can press the 180 button and it switches to 180. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the only one. All right, little skulls, come on. There we go. Got to get the back of the head out first on this one. There we go. So there's the little skull. I have sold a ton of these at every craft show. The little skulls. I sell skulls a lot, but the little ones, they always seem to go. Now this is that new mold that is a rose with a baby in it. but I couldn't see what part was the baby and what part was the rose. I mean, it looked really clear on the picture, of course. But, okay. It still isn't the easiest to see, but there's the head, the body, the arm. So, let me turn this inside out and see if I can tell. I guess it would be this part in here. That looks like a petal. I don't know. I'll try making it a different color next time and see if I can figure out which part is the baby. I mean, you can see it. It's just hard in here because you have that's the head, the spine, this is the arm that comes up by the face, and this is the leg. So yeah, it took me pouring this for the first time to realize what, not looking at this because it's kind of hard to see. But okay. So next time I pour that, I will pour it in 2 different colors. Let's see. We've got the brain. I made another brain because I am going to do another skull with the brain in it. We'll see how the first one turned out over here. But there's the brain. Let's do this bull mold. This is the smaller of the 2. And so far, there's no bubbles in anything. Believe me, you'd hear me loud and clear if there was a bubble somewhere. But, so there's the smaller. I'll take a deburring tool and go around there. But that's the smaller of the 2 bowls. Here is the larger of the 2. I might have to pour these again. I don't know. If I'm buying something, I am gonna buy, I mean, the characters are cute and all that, but I'm not much of a dust collector kind of person. Like knickknacks and stuff like that. Like, you know, some people collect all those precious moment statues and everything. That's too much for me to dust. And I have cats. So, you know, the likelihood that they would throw one off the shelf is highly probable. And then I just have a shard mess to clean up. So there is the larger of the 2. No bubbles. I will trim the back. But there you go. Like I said, I am more likely to buy a practical item, like something I can use, you know, put stuff in, a jar. Not as likely to oh, we got a problem. First time I poured this one, and I'm missing his head. I think that Tim, the base resonator, just had this happen to him on a different mold. Oh my God, and I thought I got his head all the way in there. Well, okay. Wow. I will be pouring this again tomorrow and try and figure out what the hell happened. And I squeezed that head like a million times. But you can see it doesn't even connect. That is so weird. Okay, we're gonna, that'll be a take 2. Live and learn. Here's a shell that came out perfectly. I just think it's funny that Tim just had the same problem on a turtle, but I don't think it was this mold. Maybe it was. I'll have to go back and look at his. I am just... I have no words. I have never had that happen, ever. Never. How did I not? Oh, I have so many questions and no answers, except for try and report. All right, let's see if we can get the skull out of here. This is the one I put the brain into. Now, last time I demolded a skull, it tried to go flying across the room. That was just the other day, if you saw that video. It was interesting. I was trying to pull him out, and I had put alcohol down in there, which I'm going to do again. And apparently, as I was forcing his head out, the alcohol took effect, and it just went flying across my table here. I am still confused by that turtle. Yeah, so confused. I'm seriously gonna go look at Tim's video and see if it was the same mold. Oh, but I don't think it was. I don't know. Okay. Trying to get the alcohol down in here. You can see where it's still suctioned and where the alcohol has released its suction. So I've never poured one of these with the brain in it. So this the brain mold actually came with one of the skulls molds, so I have 2 of them now. 2 skulls, 1 brain. There we go. There he is. That's kind of cool looking. Because yes, the clear, after you put the brain in, because it's not suction down in there, the clear goes in between and forms around that brain to encase it. So that is cool. I actually like that a lot. That's why I didn't want to pour color, because if you pour color with this one, your color's gonna take over the brain part, so you almost have to pour it clear, because otherwise there's no point. You couldn't see the brain. But it's cool, I like it. That was my blue brain in there. Huh. I like him. Still dumbfounded by the turtle. And you'll see me pour another one of those tomorrow and see if we can get it. I have never had that happen, ever. Ever, ever. As long as I've been doing resin, since 17? 16, 17? I have never had a head just not form at all. That is craziness. But there we go. That's all I have for you. And the we'll figure out the turtle debacle tomorrow. Looks like we're starting to get rain here. We're supposed to have thunderstorms today and tomorrow. And it's just now starting to rain. So I'm going to get off here and try and upload my video before we don't have internet. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things, hit that bell, make sure it says all. That way you know when I'm putting out more content. And you can actually see if we can not fix, because there's no fixing this. This isn't even like you could glue the head back on. No, it just, okay, I'll stop. See you guys in the next one. Bye.